G'day viewers, there's been quite a significant update to Train Sim World 5. This is the patch notes dated 10th of the 12th, 2024, or for those of you in the other country, the 10th of December 2024, which of course I'm doing on the 11th of December 2024 just to be confusing because I live in your future. That's okay. We see here a ICE train on the patch notes page. As usual, I read this information to you to improve the accessibility for those who can't or won't go and see it at the source. We're excited to bring you the latest patch for Train Sim World 5, which includes lots of improvements and fixes for you to take a look at. This update includes major improvements to scenery, lighting and route visuals for West Coast Mainline South. You'll find enhanced distant and trackside scenery, updated water and added features like 710 stop markers and PIS boards on platform ramps at Euston. We've also added Primrose Hill Station as a starting point for freight services. For all the details on this you can check out the article. So we will pop over to that shortly. In another video, of course. I did stream it last night. Now, just to note that this patch seems to have had a hiccup in rolling out, and what's rolled out is a small preparatory patch for gameplay. Gameplay pack's coming on Thursday. The main West Coast Mainline patch is coming. It has not rolled out yet. This patch also has improvements and fixes for other routes, including the MBTA Commuter, San Bernardino, Frankfurt Fulda, and lots of other improvements that you can view below, which should help you get out on the right track. Sorry. The update is available now, but please allow 24 hours for it to arrive in your systems. The full changelog is below. The highlights are added over 800 new services to the West Coast Mainline South timetables. Just for clarity, that's the Euston to Milton Keynes, not the Preston Carlisle. So there's two West Coast Mainline routes. Cloud and rain is now back to being adjustable in photo mode, something we wish we could do in real life. Added new suspension physics to the Class 350, and it does seem to work quite nicely too. We were checking that out last night on stream. Added route hopping to Boston South Station. Updated the F40PH engine sound. You can see a 377 and a 350, and of course an inquisitive cow. There's always has to be an inquisitive cow. I do wish we'd get higher resolution cows and sheep in the game, to be honest. The full changelog. In the core changes, there's stability improvements for the livery editor, formation designer, and free roam. Fixed an issue that made it possible to miss stop at objective due to subtitles still being present. Fixed an issue that was affecting some downloaded scenarios from the online sharing hub. Added various UI improvements. Added various localization improvements. West Coast Mainline South added realistic rusty rails to the track ends, resolves an issue where number 4 key on the keypad wasn't working, and corrected the button layout in Cab 2. Fixed an invisible barrier that was blocking a spawn point at Berkhamsted Station. Moved lampposts around Williston Junction so they were away from the tracks. Updated snow material so that it matches the landscape and added it to the large yellow crane at Williston Junction. Fixed passenger collision issues at Bletchley. Lioness line services now use 4 and 5 car variants of the Class 710, available separately. Resolved instances of floating trees at Watford and Cheddington. Added Class 66 and HKAs to the scenario designer. Fixed an issue with conductor mode for service 2T18. Added missing platform connections for Tring and Queen's Park. Fixed speed signs in Euston showing the wrong speed. Added realistic rusty rails to the track ends. Station PIS should now show destination correctly. We checked that out last night. It does seem to work. So does the Class 350 PIS seems to work now too. On the 350, revised simulation physics, inclusive of suspension modelling. It works nicely. Guard mode should now appear on the Class 350 timetable. It does. Updated service, startup and shutdown for AI, so the master key and reverser tasks are now completed more quickly and the reverser is set to neutral. Revised control text for unit deselect controls to rear normal front. Fixed an issue where the signalling bell couldn't be used from the cab after closing the doors. Fixed an issue with the tail light not turning on automatically when you shut down the cab. Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino. Fixed the tilting system so that each car tilts separately when going around corners rather than all tilting at once. Added a hotkey combination, Control R, to set the speed limit, making it easier to adjust. San Bernardino. Reposition decals on the lower portion of the cab desk to stop interior from flickering. Fixed the in-cab monitor EMD F125 so that it illuminates correctly. Hiccups. Fixed the missing front windshield and side window glass on the EMD F125 loco. Various improvements to ensure the timetable service timings are accurate on both weekday and weekend timetables. Fixed multiple issues with Inland Empire train services only showing San Bernardino Depot on PIS. Resolved MP36PH-3C PTC screen flicker when the loco is in motion. Resolved an issue whereby the MP36PH would not move when connected to Rotom's Bombardier bilevels in the training centre. Frankfurt Fulda. Changed the DB Vectron vehicle numbers from the rail pool numbers to the DB ones. Adjusted the AFB lever objectives so that it now correctly asks you to set it to 229 instead of 230. Improved suspension on Class 146. Updated the BR114 to improve wheel slipping in dry conditions. Fixed an issue with the Vectron screen flickering. Changed incorrect platform numbers at Schluten station to the correct ones. Fixed an issue where approaching Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof from Frankfurt Süd via track 240 led to signal 28 showing green but still triggering a 1000 Hz influence behind the bridge. The mysterious PZB. Resolved the issue preventing players from starting the old Heroes scenario via the start marker at Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof in timetable mode. Rear doors now open properly instead of using the same control as the front doors for the BR423. Fixed the incorrect route map display names for platform markers at Schluten station. Flixtrain BR193 Vectron. Fixed an issue on the Flixtrain to stop the destination indicator from disappearing. MBTA Commuter. Added route hopping to Boston South Station. Fixed alerter sounds on the CTC3. Tuned simulation physics for the F40PH-3C. Updated the F40PH engine sound. Fixed an issue where junction sounds were only audible inside the CTC5 bi-level cars and not externally. Fixed an audio issue where the sound would dip when sitting down and activating the F40PH. Corrected visual representation of the HSP46 brakes. Brakes should now touch wheels when engaged and lift from wheels when released. East Coast Mainline. Fixed an issue where you could not achieve gold or platinum medals for the hot seat scenario in the Class 801. Wipers on the 801 will now start on the right side of the cab and the interior will light up at night. Fixed doors to animate properly when opened and closed. Antelope Valley Line. Fixed the in-cab monitor EMD F125 so that it illuminates correctly. Fixed the missing front windshield and side window glass on the EMD F125 loco. Fixed an issue with the HEP in the Metrolink Rotom car. Turning off the HEP switch now correctly turns off the carriage lights. HEP is head-end power. Fixed save game issues where passenger cabin lights and locomotive headlights would turn off upon loading a saved game when using Metrolink Rotom cars. The ScotRail Class 380 fixed door animation to ensure it's working as expected, and revised the suspension modelling. Well, that's it for the December patch for Train Sim World 5. If you've got any questions or comments or you notice any issues, chuck them down below and I'll help get them to attention of DTG. Or you can chuck in a support ticket, which is always the best way because the first class information gets to them that way, and so they can have the opportunity to ask questions as well. Alrighty, I did notice a few things on last night's West Coast Mainline stream, so I've reported those. Things like the cab lights not working in the 1972 stock. I must stop calling them the Class 72 because I get so many hate comments. Well, not really, just people trying to help. But yeah, I did notice a few things like that, but mostly it was okay. And just again, the West Coast Mainline patch that's rolled out is only the prep patch for the gameplay pack currently. The main patch is still on the way. So stay tuned. It's coming. It's coming. It really is. Alrighty, have fun, folks. If you've got any questions or comments, chuck them down below as usual, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. Alright, enjoy. See you later. Bye.
We played a game.